and most visited website in the world on the subject of climate engineering operations, aka weather warfare. Reaching a critical mass of awareness is the only way forward in this fight. We can and we must reach a critical mass of awareness by starting a conversation on climate engineering that leads people to a credible source of data. Geoengineeringwatch.org will continue all of our efforts to be the go-to source on covert climate engineering operations.
All right, good afternoon,
Conversation
everyone.
on climate engineering can easily be started.
He gives a brief on what's happening
Raising
coming up.
materials
Well, this is from
available
the
on our
8th.
homepage. We pass on
Now
our
it's the 15th.
extremely high quality
But
printed
they knew it was
materials
going to
for
happen
less than our
long
cost of
before
producing and
the storm
shipping.
hit you guys.
Please help us to sound the alarm. Moving on, same theme. Life-threatening weather warnings issued across large swath of U.S. set for tornadoes and blizzards. That's from the UK Daily Mail. From the report, blizzard conditions are also expected in Arkansas, Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska before the system moves east and takes aim at the upper Midwest. But the report states, temperatures should not hit the freezing mark during the winter storm. Wait, what? Temperatures won't get to freezing during the winter storm?
Ice nucleating materials. Hi,
Storm
Crystal.
that?
Hi, Aska
The
Shogun.
chemical ice nucleation cloud
Hi,
seeding
Mr.
kind.
Mission.
But if and when they carry on this kind of operation long enough, surface temperatures can continue to drop precipitously to far below freezing, an extremely penetrating and unnatural feeling cold. Extensive ground fog often comes with this. Welcome to engineered winter weather. More from the Daily Mail report. They say, at the same time as the winter storm to the north, 3 states to the south are bracing for severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes. Residents will see strong winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. Up to 75-mile-per-hour winds are expected across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Here's a summary of all that. Now, with engineered weather mayhem, they tell us it's perfectly normal to have a warm side to a quote winter storm, complete with
share your
thunderstorms
videos and
tornadoes,
pictures.
and as they are trying to cool it all down with chemical ice nucleation
I know
elements,
many of you were reporting
there are those
throughout
pesky extreme hailstorms, and eventually, with enough chemical ice nucleation cloud seeding and enough extreme surface zonal wind flows, some form of frozen material will fall from the sky, and now you're on the cold side of the so-called winter storm. What a circus of insanity. The weather terrorists are conducting chemical ice nucleation operations on almost every bit of moisture that is migrating into the U.S. from the Pacific, even causing frozen precipitation this week to fall in northern Baja Mexico, while regions of Alaska have no snow. Again, Greenland, Iceland, Siberia, Moscow, all above freezing temperatures in places of those regions with rain during the time it was a blizzard in New Orleans. And the so-called experts expect us to believe that that's normal. Let's keep going from AccuWeather. Strip of snow to extend from Colorado to Pennsylvania. The report states a band of snow along a nearly 2,000-mile-long zone from the Rockies to the Central Appalachians. Wow. Right. Because that makes so much sense. A 2,000-mile-long band of snow, the chemically nucleated kind, fed with a flow of moisture straight out of the record-warm Gulf of Mexico. Yes, the Gulf of Mexico. That's been the name of that body of water for my entire life. I'm not changing it now. Continuing, Gulf of Mexico formed and fed so-called winter storms are becoming the norm because it makes so much sense to have blizzards in New Orleans and Florida, while again it was above freezing and raining at the same time in Alaska, Greenland, Iceland, Siberia, and Moscow. When did the climate engineering chemical winter operations really ramp up? Starting with the New Orleans blizzard, January 21st. Imagine that. Is there any significance to that date, or perhaps the day before that date? You decide. And by the way, to maximize the societal impact of winter weather warfare operations, their creations are now named. Geoengineering creations from this season, winter storms for the 2024-2025 season, Winter Storm Anya, Blair, Cora, Demi, Enzo, Freya, Garnet, Harlow, Ileana, Jet, Kingston, and this week, Winter Storm Lola. Makes it much more sensational, doesn't it? At least Matrix Media thinks so. And Lola, their controllers as well.
Walks like a woman,
moving on,
but talks
there's more
like
from
a man.
CNN. Unusually powerful March storm threatens to create a blizzard, tornadoes, and fires as it crosses the U.S. Someone is definitely creating something. let's stop there. And yes, there it is again. Blizzards, tornadoes, and firestorms all at once in the same borders.
Well,
because
yeah,
that's normal.
That's
right?
always normal.
Only in the planetary asylum. The CNN report
It
continues.
does sound like a song.
It's the first big test for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and its National Weather Service that staffing was slashed by the Trump administration. Cuts, scientists say, will have dangerous consequences for
Can't
the
remember who
safety
that
of the
song was
American
by,
public,
but
and
it's
around
in my
800
head.
employees were laid off across National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration last week. CNN then states the storm will get even stronger as it progresses, and it could reach near record strength for March, end quote.
Oh, yeah,
Then I
because that
mentioned
happens
ionosphere
over the
heater
middle of
frequency transmission
continents.
installations can and do manipulate atmospheric pressure zones. Is all this connected? You decide. About the fires, which are, at minimum, another consequence of engineered weather whack-a-mole. From theconversation.com, Carolina wildfires followed months of weather whiplash from drought to hurricane-fueled floods and back to drought. All that climate engineering
So normal.
that's so shockingly obvious in our skies couldn't have had anything to do with the beating that the Carolinas have had to endure, could it? Question, could the major lithium deposits in the Carolinas somehow be a part of this equation? Deposits under land that current landowners don't want to vacate in order for mining to commence? Again, you decide. More from MSN. Evacuations underway as more than 170 wildfires rage across multiple states. It's very unsettling. End of headline. That's their words, not mine. The MSN report continues. Abnormally high temperatures, dry conditions, and gusty winds fueled the fires and blankets of heavy smoke across the region. That's not doing much good for populations, is it? Lots of data about how bad smoke is for you now, especially when they're spraying above the smoke canopy with God knows what.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Also from MSN, U.S. is bracing for more dangerous hailstorms. Report says hailstorms in the United States are becoming more frequent and severe due to changing climate patterns, posing significant risks to homes, vehicles, and personal safety. They
I'm a
continue
little
as
better.
these destructive storms increase.
Hi,
Experts
Daphnex.
warn that preparation
Chloe.
is more critical than ever. Yes, just prepare for the worst. Softball-size hail. Never mind the climate engineering operations raging above the hail-producing clouds. Nothing to see here. Move along. The now constant chemical ice nucleation cloud seeding surface flash freezes are laying waste to what is left of the flora and the fauna. And if chemical ice nucleation doesn't get the job done, throw in another so-called polar vortex from the UK Guardian, who got their data from Severe Weather Europe. Weather Tracker, polar vortex collapse could chill North America and Eurasia. Yes, more chemical cooldowns are planned before the coming summer from hell. For the record,
if you want
the
to
same
post
window of
your
time,
the
mid-March,
little video you made
NOAA,
about the
National Oceanic
chemtrailing,
and Atmospheric
Paula,
Administration
I'd
shows
appreciate
record warmth for
Hi,
the eastern
Spider-Bite.
U.S. Did someone not get the scheduled weather script? We'll soon find out. From
Get
MetDesk,
snow, nice.
sudden stratospheric warming event expected to develop in next 2 weeks and will probably weaken the jet stream. Question, is the term expected to develop the right term, or is
Planned.
scheduled to be manipulated more accurate? If you have not researched what ionosphere heaters are and what they can do, please take the time. These installations are covert weapons, nothing less.
Yep.
In regard to the planet's air conditioners, the polar regions, they're broken and getting worse by the day. And yes, climate engineering, in the attempt to hide the polar meltdowns from the public for as long as possible, is only making it worse overall for the long run. On that note, from commondreams.org, grim news for the planet as Arctic sea ice hits record low again. From the report, the environment
See,
does
I've heard
not
opposing
care
reports about
politics,
that as well.
keep spewing
So,
greenhouse gases and face the
who's to say?
consequences. End of headline.
yeah, weather weapons. They're just
About
destroying
this
you
report,
guys.
yes, incinerating over 100 million barrels of oil a day is absolutely a problem, a very big problem, as is burning over 26 million tons of coal every single day.
Part of it is. Part
Cutting
of it's
down and burning
particulate,
forests,
moisture,
bad.
frequency.
Poisoning the oceans, bad. Paving the planet, bad. Climate engineering, worse than bad. None of this bodes well for the fate of the human race or life on Earth as a whole. And keep in mind, statistically, this doesn't mean centuries from now or decades. It means collapse is unfolding and accelerating now, kicking in the front door, so to speak. More headlines, more confirmation of exactly what geoengineeringwatch.org has desperately tried to warn about for over a decade and a half. From AOL.com, Global sea ice hits record February low amid warming trends. But what about the snow in New Orleans? Let's keep going. From the report,
Records
this is
from
the third
when?
month in a row sea ice has set a new record. And for the record, they're referring to sea ice extent, aka the surface
I saw them
area,
pretty good.
which even though official sources now consider ice pack to be any area of polar ocean with 15% slush or more to be, quote, ice pack, which is still 85% ocean, isn't it? The sea ice extent, in spite of all that, is still at record lows. And even worse, far worse, is the volume, aka the total mass of the sea ice, which has long since completely collapsed. Only sea surface chemical ice nucleation operations are temporarily and toxically masking the polar meltdowns, again, at the cost of making it all worse for the long run, not better. From Futurism.com, Antarctic Research Station in chaos. From the report, not only is Antarctic sea ice breaking apart and imploding, funding for monitoring is being gutted. Why do you think that is? Because the powers that shouldn't be are now more desperate and dangerous.
So on sea ice, while Arctic sea ice is declining significantly due to climate engineering, they call it change, some Antarctic regions show increase in sea ice extent, particularly in the Ross Sea sector. Though this is a regional phenomenon, not a global trend, they say. Says it experienced a substantial decline in sea ice with a decrease of about 2 million square kilometers, about 20% over the past 40 years. Possibly if you'd stop putting all that heat into the sky, you might have some effect on that. I think Donald Trump was saying, he was talking about, to a geoengineering guy, saying that, you cut out all this stuff and it's going to get hot. And he said, no, it'll get cool. I thought that was interesting. So some things are going well. Some things are not. Interesting. And here, sorry, I was going to share that tab. So some areas are increasing in ice, some are decreasing, but overall their claim is that it is decreasing. Here's Zoom Earth, the aftermath of yesterday's storm. Still a lot of cloud cover. I'm right here, so I'm not covered in too much cloud. It's mildly sunny. A lot of that looks like stratospheric aerosol injections with a little bit of cloud down there. A few little clouds around, but most of it looks like injection. Oh yeah, especially that stuff. All that wispy stuff. Right? Yeah, mini ice age. Could be. What happens if they suddenly turn off all the geoengineering? Do we go into an ice age? I don't know. It could get cooler, I bet,
than ever before
if they're not heating up the atmosphere anymore.
Planet's failing life support systems from public view until the moment of impact, and that now draws perilously near. So the polar regions were melting down while there were never before recorded blizzards in New Orleans and Florida.
Here's the invite
and
for anybody
the
want to
Gulf
come
Coast
up.
blizzards were then followed
As long as
by
I know you and
record
like
heat
you.
and fires and more fires. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. From ABC News, evacuations ordered as 175 wildfires erupt across South and North Carolina. From the report, the governor of South Carolina declared a state of emergency. There were over 175 wildfires in the Carolinas this week.
Nice.
Please search
you guys are
this.
burning up.
Geoengineeringwatch.org, wildfires as a military weapon. What you will find is a 140-page U.S. military document, important sections highlighted, outlining specific pre-incineration operations that utilize climate modification technologies to establish the ground conditions that are most conducive to firestorm creation.
Yeah, make it nice and flammable with some aluminum, strip the soil. It's all good stuff.
Even more alarming, in this 140-page U.S. military document, 17 study sites were named within the borders of the continental U.S. Why? Who is ultimately in charge of the U.S. military machine? Those who print and control the money. Who else? Back to the fires. From MSN, red flag warnings active across central U.S. amid threat of, quote, extreme fire behavior. Another search on the fires. Geoengineeringwatch.org, wildfires serve geoengineering agenda. One of our most important short video reports. How many unprecedented incinerations will this year bring? Do you really want to know? Let's keep going. From the Anchorage Daily News.
Why aren't they stopping it?
Quote, an exceptional warning for Alaska. Wildfire danger in early March in Alaska. A new national forecast predicts unusually high wildfire danger for the entire southern half of Alaska.
Hi,
State
Crystal.
fire officials are urging extreme caution.
Hey, John.
This is exceptional to have such a large swath of the state that is missing its winter snowpack this late into the winter.
Yeah, see, we know what they can do with the weather. Oh, God. Look at those trails. They could do fire suppression if they wanted to. Instead, they do fire enhancement, you know. Good to see you, Crystal.
Yeah, probably won't be on here very long. I woke up sick because I was out in the high wind yesterday. But yeah, they could help prevent things, but they don't seem to want to do that. The wind was so bad here yesterday. It was just, I mean, I was cringing here in the house. It was so bad.
Yeah. What kind of house are you in? Do you have a lot of brick houses down there, or?
I'm in a house that's like from the 1950s. It's an old house, but I mean, there's all different kinds of structures here, but the structures here were not built for 60-mile-an-hour straight winds, you know.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, there was in one town, fire started, 170,000 acres burned up, almost 300 houses went up in flames. That was yesterday here.
Yeah. And all they need to do is put a weather weapon through there, have flooding, claim the ground is toxic and you can't move in. And then 5 years later, there's a smart city, you know, where they're mining. Hi, Nina.
Yeah, like all the things that, all these inventions that could be used for the good of man, and they're just not used for the good of man, you know, just used for the opposite. So
Yeah.
it becomes very discouraging. By the way, you know, the biogeometry stuff I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, that one website, the Vesica site, I had signed up for the emails from that site. And I got an email just shortly after you and I talked. I got an email that said, we will be continuing on Dr. Gilbert's work. And I'm like, what? So I go over to YouTube and I put in his name, and guess what? He's no longer alive. Now, this is a man who was a robust, thriving, healthy man. So I'm kind of wondering, like,
Yep.
what happened to him? Because somebody put in a comment that on a, you know, because different YouTube channels were saying what happened to him. Somebody put a comment about saying that he was actually what they called it re-younging himself, and using that technology to reverse his aging. And another person said that he had been warned about sharing so much truth. And somebody said, warned by who? and no one answered.
Hmm.
So I find it a very strange, and his death was announced, of all things, on Valentine's Day.
What did he die of?
Nothing's being said about that. Uh,
Okay.
allegedly, I mean, like I say allegedly, but not, his partner was at his side when he died peacefully. Now, this man was on a live stream a month before this, perfectly fine, healthy.
Yeah, you would figure it would have been some type of a sudden death or something if he was so healthy.
So I'm just like, I don't, you
Yeah,
know
that
how,
sounds like he was in palliative care, waiting death. That's bizarre.
but a month prior he was on a live stream he streamed on somebody else's YouTube channel on a live stream. He was a guest on their show and perfectly fine.
Huh.
So I don't really know. I don't know if it's gonna seep out what happened to him, what the truth is. Who I don't know.
The
But it
reuse
is
is
very,
interesting. That's an interesting idea.
do what?
The REU thing, that's an interesting perspective on it.
Well, he was an expert in this stuff. That the same thing that I showed you, that
Yeah.
I told you that I started using and that was helping me.
Hmm. Yeah,
There is no this,
maybe he was told that he could continue with his research and using the technology, but he had to make an escape or, bow out, so to say.
I don't know. All these people with all their comments about rest in peace, Dr. Gilbert.
Yeah.
Thank you for your work. Well, they were talking about a man who had been educating and studying and doing all this stuff for, like, the biogeometry was only a small part of what this man knew. He was so learned in many areas. He
Mhm.
studied under Marcel Vogel. He went to and studied with Marcel Vogel. He has a 40-year history of all, self-educating himself and studying and delving into all these subjects. So
Mhm.
there is no telling what kind of information he had that he didn't share, you know.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's like I still feel like very discouraged. Like, oh my gosh, every time there's somebody that's good and helpful and helping humanity, then they're no longer there suddenly,
Yeah. Hi, Casey. Hi, Fools and Tools.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's
I just wanted to tell you that I've been just kind of like, that was just very disheartening.
yeah.
So I don't know.
And
I
then,
don't know what's going to
yeah,
go on in his company.
yeah, and you don't know what happened to him either. Like, why are they keeping that so hush hush? It's bizarre.
Yeah, and if you go over to his website, I mean, there's just so little information about him, and it's just kind of like being glossed over. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they could erase him eventually. You know.
I have a feeling that his work is going to just slowly, here and there, just disappear off YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. If like this, I'm showing here, they've monetized good health, electronic good health. You know. So and this is one of the lower end, obviously, because they're letting it out to the public of what they can do. No, nothing happened to Dane Wigington. No, he was a different person. Hi, Termir. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's a different person. It's a biogeometry and you know, uh, I don't know. I feel like I know there's always been a spiritual battle going on, but I just feel like things are just even so much more ramped up right now.
Yeah. Even I don't know if it's real or not, but Alex Jones was putting out that one of his reporters was killed last week, and I think two
Well,
of
there
their
was two
people are
people.
being swatted on a regular
Yeah, there was
basis.
two people that I heard about that were something to do with him. So is
Yeah.
it three now?
Hmm. Yeah, a couple people getting swatted and one person killed.
Alex Jones just looks so different now to me. It's almost like, is that the real Alex Jones? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
people say he's a clone.
He doesn't look like the same guy. I, that's just my thought. I don't know because I never really have watched him, but I just remember what he always looked like before.
Yeah, he claims he's taking a new supplement and stuff like that, and he's lost a whole bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I
But
don't know.
his face and head don't look the same to me. That's the part of that's. Um, I see. Curious Squirrel said something about the snow.
Hmm.
Okay, that one company that I worked at that was basically bought out by the worst child criminal Illuminati company that you can think of. Uh, and all the customers there were people like SpaceX, Bigelow, all of those people. That's who the customers were. Um, so me and I ended up quitting there. I just couldn't take it anymore. Me and this one lady, it was snowing one day, and we went to the front door of the building. This is an old building, it wasn't even a modern building or anything, but uh, we went to the front door and we're looking outside the snow, and we're looking down at the ground right in front of the door, and the snowflakes were in these star shapes, 5-pronged stars. And I picked some of the snow up and I had it in my hand and just instantly disintegrated. Not natural whatsoever, you know. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, look!" I said, "It's in the shape of a five-pointed star." And she was
Wow.
like, "Oh my gosh, that is so weird." And I'm like, "I know." And I picked it up with my hand. I should have never touched it, but no telling what was in it.
Yeah, they're supposed to be six-pointed. Even Paula said that she saw ones that were heart-shaped. She even took pictures of them. I saw the same thing, heart-shaped
Yeah.
snow. Very
These
bizarre.
were like like a five-pointed star that you would
Mhm.
just see, like a regular five-pointed star.
Yeah, that's really bizarre. And the
And
popcorn snow, I've seen that too. Like
quite
curious
firm, but
squirrels
then
described.
instantly it melted in your hand. It was just so weird.
Yeah. Hi, Nina.
Hey, how's it
Well,
going?
and of course, the pictures I took of the AI stuff coming down in my yard. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was something else. But yeah, as far as the weather goes, I mean, I feel like it's well, you know the pictures that I had sent to you that I took before of the hurricane. I
Mhm.
think it was the one that hit Florida, and you could literally see faces and crap in it.
Yeah, that was
And
weird.
and I wish that I would have looked at Helene when it was coming through there. You
Yeah,
know,
people claim they saw a lizard face in the middle of it and the number 7.
I have no doubt they probably
Yeah.
did see that.
Yeah. I saw the images. It looked like a lizard face. You know.
Well, I just find that this is, I mean, it's there. It's not our imagination.
Yeah.
It,
If you
stuff
can
is really
show it,
going
it's
on.
there. You know. There's
I mean, you
bizarre
can take
stuff
pictures of
happening.
it.
Hi, Nina. How are you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. Yeah. I've been listening to, a lot of this weather stuff going on down the States there. I have a friend of mine lives in Oklahoma. And
Yeah.
yesterday they were getting warnings of evacuation because of wildfires.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
where
ridiculous.
I'm at.
Yeah, like you got snow happening, rainstorms, cyclones, and wildfires at the same time.
Yeah, I
Just
know. It's
you're going
Yeah,
to have
crazy.
flooding soon, probably.
that's what I said earlier, Nina. 170,000 acres burned in Manford.
Oh, really?
Um, 293 houses went up in flames.
Wow.
Yeah, so my friend said that the area that was burnt there, they had been trying to put a freeway or something there.
Oh, how
And
convenient.
now conveniently, that whole area is now burnt up. So this is what
Yeah,
they're
it's
doing.
nice and
You
clear.
know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just take it. Whatever they want,
Well,
they just take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
the governor did a live stream on Fox 23 today, Governor Stitt, and he kept mentioning how controlled burns had been done a day or two ago, and how some of the farmers do controlled burns, and perhaps we should change what we do. So it was put off as if another like the campfire thing in California or this or that. They just try to blame it on some innocuous thing.
We had 700 wildfires in Canada. 500 of them were set by people. The rest of them were
Yeah.
probably just subsidiary fires from, the ones set.
Hmm.
And so why would these people be setting fires? What comes to my mind is they're being paid to do it.
Yeah.
They get out of
Yeah.
jail too. This one
Mhm.
lady was in and out of jail 14 or 24 times. Never like kept for any length of time, just arrested and released.
Catch and release, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Then she went out and did it again, did it again, did it again. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I
No,
think they are paid. Um,
no 3 strikes you're out or
or if
anything.
not, they're convinced, to do it, for climate change or whatever. We're going to save the environment by showing them that the forests are on fire.
Yeah, I've been saying to my audience, like if you are living in an area that is slotted for these 15-minute cities or any proposal for anything really, get the heck out of there, because chances are they're going to do something, some kind of natural disaster
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
conveniently
yeah.
going to give them what they want, so
The city
yeah.
I'm by is slated to be a 15-minute city.
So that's probably why you experience some crazy weather lately.
Yeah. I'm in a
So
smart
these
city, not a 15-minute.
Yeah, this one is been classified
15
as
or
a
smart
15
city
minute.
or whatever
Yeah,
they
this
call
one's
it now.
they're calling this one a 15-minute city, not smart city, but
Yeah.
Okay.
They do have
It's the
different
same thing
classifications.
essentially, but yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same thing, but it's a different classification. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a smart city
Yeah, I
is
guess
just
a
like,
smart city could technically be more than, take you more than 15 minutes to get from one to the other, I guess.
yeah, it's more to do with the connectivity of devices and people and stuff.
I was going to say anything with smart in it, so whether it's your phone, your TV, or whatever it is, just means control. It just
Yeah.
means that they can listen into you. They can, like we lose all our privacy essentially.
I haven't had any
Yeah.
privacy for over 30, 40 years.
yeah,
all.
we
No, I
have no
know.
privacy.
Nope.
Yeah, the 15-minute city is supposed to be like you bicycle to where you want to go, you walk to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I did notice they were putting bicycle lines, mapping out the roads to put bike paths on the actual streets, like
Mm.
this is the designated area on this road for a bicyclist to go down. But yeah,
We're
and
doing that to cost $12 million.
if you think about the city here, if somebody did live downtown here, they could probably walk quite a few places and, bicycle for sure. But they could definitely walk in the city. But once you're out of the city, it's pretty spread out here. I live just over the city line in the county, so there's nothing close to me. I can't walk. I mean, I try to walk sometimes to a store. It's 2 miles to walk one way to a store where I live, and that's just a dollar store. There is no supermarkets around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're trying to, usher everybody into the city so that,
Yeah, they'll probably move us all around quite a bit with weather and stuff, and
well, that's exactly. They'll just burn you out if you live out in the country and you think you're safe. Yeah, no, they'll just create some kind of fire and just burn up your whole farmland there, and
fire,
then you'll
flood, tornado,
Yeah, or tornado or whatever it is that's more natural looking in your area. Here, we've had a lot of earthquakes. It's almost on the daily we're having earthquakes. So I wouldn't be surprised that the West Coast here, that's going to be our natural disaster that they've been grooming us for as long as I lived here,
with these tornadoes and floods, they can claim the land as toxic, so you can't move back. I find that's going to be one of the main tricks they're going to use on people. So you can't even buy your land or go back to your land.
Right.
Well, they want to compact everyone into the cities, into sardine cans. And then I'm sure you all have seen that map that shows how much they want to designate of the United States as off limits to humans. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but there's actually a map that shows the future plans for the land in the U.S. as to how they want to designate everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am sure they have very big plans, but first they kind of gotta, depopulate a little bit and kind of clean up a little bit and whatever, and then they'll, get all this new stuff coming in, and so like here with an earthquake here, that with a big enough one, that should pretty much take care of everything. So they just all they have to do is kind of excavate it and start afresh, right? And that's kind of what they what the goal is here. And the same with all these other natural disasters. They're big enough that it just completely destroys everything, so they can just bulldoze and build their new thing there, just like they did in LA.
Yes.
The LA
right
fires.
over the underground system. it's just so obvious of what they're doing,
In Gaza, Trump's Gaza.
I know, it's disgusting.
Instead of Trump Plaza, it's now Trump Gaza.
Yeah. Did you see that little 33-minute video that somebody made?
I haven't. There's a video that's supposedly been put out that shows what he wants to do with Gaza and turn it into like some kind of Riviera. I mean, it looked like what's that? Oh, Las Vegas. It made me think of like a gambling, like Las Vegas or something.
That's exactly what they have plans for. And somebody else made this with the AI and whatever. And but it is, so it's not Trump making it, but it's Trump approved. He liked it. He posted it up on his social media and everywhere. He loves it. And it basically shows, it's everything that I feared on steroids, pretty much. Like him putting up golden statues of himself. There's his face in gold everywhere, and it's a dictator on steroids. Like, wow, I can't believe it. So
the Trump statue was something else with the MAGA hat on, and I'm like, oh my God, please.
Balloons, you name it, man. Golden balloons with his head, like everything, like just like what a dictator would love to see, and he's just loving it. He loves it.
He's the Messiah. He's going to bring back the temple.
Yeah, he's the chosen one. That's right. Yeah. He was saved by God and all this, and that's right.
Remember, he moved the consulate to
Yes,
um,
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Yeah.
He made Jerusalem the main capital there.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to remember that Israel. It was only in 1948 that they even became a nation. Before that, there was no Israel. You know what I mean? Like they haven't been there that long, and yet they want to take over the whole world.
Oh yeah,
And
the
they're
whole
doing a pretty
Balfour
good job.
Declaration thing in
Yeah.
1920s.
Well, they
Then 1967, that was another thing. That's right. Again, that's not that long ago. And then now with Trump doing that, and then who knows what else he's going to be doing? Well, taking over Gaza, I guess,
Yep.
making Israel great again. You know, that's
Get
what
the
he's doing.
job done is what he said.
Yeah, he's going to get the job done. Just go in
Yep.
and do it. No more of this, you know, bickering back and forth and all this nonsense. They're just going to take it because that's what
Yep.
he does. I mean, just like with women, right? He said he grabs them by the, you know what I mean? That's Trump.
I don't know what his
He
plan
doesn't
is.
act.
You know, what is
You
he going
know,
to do?
he just takes-
Bulldoze just bulldoze the place, and if they don't leave, they'll just get bulldozed. That's
Yeah,
probably
he
his
doesn't
plan.
care.
You know,
That's right. Whatever Trump wants, Trump gets. He doesn't ask. He just takes it.
just start bulldozing, right?
Yeah,
Send in the
he
army.
feels entitled to
Like,
it for some reason.
it's mostly like being destroyed and still continuing anyway. But
Can you imagine
I mean,
the energy
I
on
can't.
Gaza? Like with all the people who have died there, all the suffering there. Can you imagine walking around there in vacation mode on top of all of that? Like, it's disgusting. You know, like as an empath, can you? I couldn't go there. I mean,
Well, you know that they call him their king. He's the king.
yeah. And I guess kings in the past have done this and worse, I'm sure. So he feels
But-
like, why shouldn't he? You know, like all the other kings before him. You know, can do whatever he wants. We're just peasants. We have no say. You know, it's going right back to that kind of, you know, attitude. So, but people don't see it. They think that he's all this in a bag of chips. You know.
Yeah, feudalism
So,
is one of the possible futures they have for us. Is feudalism. So, you know, the whole regional. We'd be region number 1 with Canada, U.S.,
Yeah.
and
they're
Greenland.
going to put into 4, I believe, 4 regions in the States.
Oh no, 10 regions worldwide.
Oh, worldwide. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the states will be divided up into 4 regions or
That's
something.
what I heard. Yeah.
Some small
And I
number.
guess the whole Canada, Greenland, all of that, you know, that again, he's not asking, he's going to take it.
Yeah.
You know, he has us by the balls here. Like, you know, like there's nothing Canada can do. You know, like he basically told the world that, hey, guess what? We're not protecting Canada anymore. So you guys can just come in and do whatever you want. And Canada's not ready for that kind of stuff. Like,
And now we have Carnival, Mark Carney there.
Oh, Carney, yeah.
Who's going to,
Well, it's Carnival, so that's kind of fitting, actually.
So, you know, we're in the clown show.
Yeah.
You know.
He's the Carney.
Yep. He's the Carney in the clown show.
I'm just literally wondering.
For those who don't know, a Carney is a slang word for somebody that works at the carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just wondering how long he's going to last.
It doesn't matter.
It's only till October, though, right? And then we get to vote when the next clown will come in. Yeah.
But he's acting prime minister. They sworn him in, right?
Oh well, yeah.
So he can act as prime minister for those 3 months, and he has no allegiance to anybody. He has 3 passports. He's a banker.
Yeah, that's what my son was telling me. He hasn't even lived in Canada in over
for 10
20 years.
10 years.
Yeah. And I thought that was the stipulation.
He destroyed the Bank of England, and then came here, I guess, to destroy our banks. So yeah, he's got and he was just positioned in where he is. He has no reputation really behind him. So yeah.
And he works for the WEF, doesn't he? World.
He does.
I mean, that alone, scary.
He's a climate activist. They call him climate change or climate.
Okay, so expect more natural disasters.
Yeah.
My hands are off.
Carbon tax Carney. Carbon tax Carney.
Carbon tax.
Yeah, he's not even a politician. He's never been a politician. He was never elected to any office.
Neither is Trump.
He was not an MP.
A lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Actors is what they are. All of them.
Yep.
Go and look at their past.
Right?
You know?
Behold the Carney. Yeah.
Yep. The great Carney's coming in.
Welcome to the Carnival. The Carnival Clown Show. That was what I titled the show. Carnival Clown Show. Mark Carney comes with the storm in the U.S.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get ready for the clown show, because it's going to
Yeah.
get really bad in Canada, I bet.
It's going to be some huge changes for Canada for sure. And I'm hoping that maybe there are some positive things coming. I mean, that's all we can do, right? Is to try to find the positive in all this. But, you know, so I haven't seen the bottom line. So I don't know exactly what we're being signed up for. So I don't know whether I should agree or not. You know what I mean? So
I think for the moment, Canada is doomed, at least for 3 months, until we get some reprieve.
yeah, well, I've
They'll
heard.
give us liberal light with what's his name, Polyev. So it'll be a slower death, but
Yeah. Well, there'll be some positive things coming with Polyev. Obviously, he's got some good, just like Trump, you know, they have some good things, right?
Yep.
But people don't see that other stuff, you know, that they don't talk about too much, you know, and that's what scares me.
well,
That's what I look at.
Canada is following the exact same line as the U.S.
Yes, exactly.
Polyev is also a real estate guy,
Right.
just
Businessman.
like Trump.
That's right.
Nope, just like Trump, he's into real estate.
Right.
Just
And guess
like
who he's and guess what, you know, group of people that he belongs to, right?
Yep. And
I mean, he's been outspoken about that, being proud about being this goy boy and all this stuff. And it's like, really? So he's, you know, he's big into that. So he's also into making Israel great again as well. So,
yep.
you
He
know,
himself is a foundling, but I believe that he's a Rockefeller or Rothschild.
yeah. Well, ultimately working for the Jays. I mean, that's ultimately, you can call all the names, all the families, whatever, but ultimately behind all of that, they work for the Jays, and
But
they're
don't forget MI5 or MI6, whatever they are now.
Yeah. Well, they probably got a lot of different names they go by, and you know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Ultimately,
mafia. There's the Chinese mafia too. You know, they're just as bad.
Yeah.
They don't let the Jews in there. Same with Russia. They got their own mafia. They don't let the Jews in there.
Right. This is why we got the three groups, really. We got the Jays, the Chinese, and the Russians, and that's about it.
Yeah, the MI6 and MI5 generally work with the Jews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mossad.
Yeah. Well, they
Same
got the
with
money.
CIA, FBI.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think going back to Alex, here we're talking about Alex Jones. Yeah, he's sold out. Like he's completely, you know, with Trump and the Jays and all of this. And so, I mean, not to say that Alex didn't, you know, do a lot for the truth community in the beginning. You know what I mean? I think a lot of them, as politicians as well, they start off with good intentions. They want to make some change, but once they get in there, it's just too much corruption. There's too much money, too much temptation, really.
I find Jones interesting because he allows Jay Dyer up there, and Jay Dyer is not a fan of anything that's going on.
Well, there you go. Well, he's got to keep up the appearance somewhat, you know. But the problem is that you're going to get like 90% truth, but there's that 10% that's in there, and it festers, and people get misled, unfortunately.
Well, that's why multiple stories are good too, to keep confusion going, you know.
Yeah.
The red heifer. Oh, no, I haven't heard anything about that.
I heard.
Good to see you.
I heard that the heifers are gonna be done here during the Easter stuff, but I don't know.
They've been practicing with red heifers for years. Like they special.
Yeah, well, they have. I did a show on this actually a while ago.
Isn't there one breed in the U.S. they really like for that?
Yeah. So what they've done, there's a breeder in Texas, okay, who's been, you know, specializing. So they, you know, we have got the whole genetic thing now. So it's very easy to make a red heifer, but she has to be completely perfect. Not even one single hair that's not red, and a certain age and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he sent over 5 of them over there a couple of years ago. And they haven't done the ceremony yet. I don't understand why the wait, to be honest, because all they need is the ashes there. And the ashes are going to be used to purify. Well, those ashes can sit there for a long time. You don't have to do it just before they build a temple. Like, so I don't know why they haven't done it, because these heifers now are starting to get too old. I think a couple of them
Well,
already been
I don't
disqualified.
think those ones are necessarily for that. I think they might be just for fun.
No, so that could be. I mean, this breeder is probably making new ones, obviously.
Yeah, they probably have
so-
a bunch on order.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
I
sure they
heard they
do.
practice the sacrifice. Like that's probably what they're doing, is building up the whole ceremony to the sacrifice, making it,
I think it's all built. So there's
a
a certain
marketable
altar.
thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they have a certain altar. I think it's already all built. It's all ready to go. Same with the temple.
Sure.
It's all ready to go. It's going to take them like 3 months to set it up. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not
They
a
got
big
they
deal.
have all the stones, all the tapestries, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they got everything. It's all ready. It's been ready for a long time, actually. So we were just waiting for these ashes from the heifers to cleanse everything with the ashes.
Hmm.
That's what they're using. That's what that's for. That's what they're doing. Is the red heifer?
Okay, I thought the
I wanna say
sacrifice
it
was
was.
the main part of it, but the ashes being scattered is the
No, it's just the ashes part of it. So you're not really sacrificing towards a deity.
okay.
It's
So
just
they don't
touching
have to
your.
sacrifice on the Temple Mount.
Yeah, it has to be done there. It had to be red. It
Okay,
had to
I
be
see the
perfect. All
problem
this.
then. Yeah, it'd be a
Yeah,
problem to sacrifice on the Temple Mount because the Islamics would have a huge
yeah.
problem with that, you know?
Right. So that's not what they're doing. They're just wanting the ashes, and they already have ashes from previous.
Mhm.
And that's what you do. You build up on top of the other ashes, and so that you always have an urn with the ashes. And so they want a little bit new, I guess, because that's going to be a lot of cleansing to be done up there. So they're going to need a lot of ashes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they're ready to go, and that's the Al-Aqsa Mosque will still be standing. That's my prediction. I don't think they're going to take that down. I think they're going to merge. The Jays are merging with the Muslims, and that's what the new one world religion is going to be all about. And they're going to leave that mosque there. That's my prediction.
Hmm. Okay,
So,
that's possible.
there's definitely one timeline. That's the thing. They have a movie out there, I Pet Goat 3.
Yeah.
But things could change. That's the plan as of that movie. They show us right there exactly what they're doing and what's coming, and so we're right on track with all of this. So, but yeah, we'll see. You never know. Could be a twist. We might switch into a different timeline.
They are
Sorry?
right up to speed with all their agendas, unfortunately.
Yeah, they are. They are full at speed. Yeah, and Trump's
Yeah.
just he's like a bull in a china shop. That one.
He's going to accelerate it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's getting it done right now. No more
Yeah.
waiting. No more fussing around. That's
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can't believe he came out with the Region 1 from the WEF right away.
There you go.
Then his investments in nanotech, that's got to be good for you guys. He invested, what was it, 20 billion in nanotech? Yeah, I got the receipts.
Yeah.
From your government expenditures. So I just calculate that down. So in terms, we're about a tenth. So we're probably putting in about 20 billion, in Canada, I mean, because we're a smaller country, we'll invest in nanotech as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here with all the tariffs. You remember Canada Post went on strike there around Christmas time. Of course, they always got to do it at Christmas time. I was listening to a YouTuber, and apparently the shipping has gone up 25% in Canada. And that's within Canada. That's not even going over to so 25% extra on the shipping. Never mind the tariff thing. That's going to be very interesting to see. I don't know what he's going to do, because he's got an American store and a Canadian store. Well, most stuff is made in the States and whatever. And so we're not going to be able to sell anything. Everything American's going to have to be gone. And we've already done that now. I've noticed the liquor is gone. Of course, all American liquor is out. And I even noticed my local grocery store getting rid of American produce. So
True.
I don't know what the rush is, to be honest with you, because you just sell it now. Like, what's the
Yeah,
rush?
I don't understand. They said that they dumped a whole bunch of alcohol the last time we were fighting with the States.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing
Or was
with
it?
the
No, that was
alcohol.
Russia. We were dumping out all the vodka. And I thought, well,
Yeah,
that's
they
just
all.
stupid.
Yeah, I
you
know,
know?
like all the whiskey and all that. I don't know.
Mm.
It's off the shelf. I don't know what they're doing. I never thought of that. What, are they returning it? Like, what are you going to do with all that liquor
Yeah,
now? Then? Are you just keep
really.
it for yourself, maybe, or it makes you wonder. But
Yeah, well, they're
uh,
doing it with food and stuff too, Elderberry.
yeah, I've noticed
Other
that.
stuff.
Like, they're in a rush to get it off the shelves. It's like, so
Mm.
what's going to be left? Because here in Canada, even though I'm on the West Coast, we have a very small growing window.
Yeah.
So, we got the Okanagan here. Yeah, it gives us a lot of good fruit
We have a
and
lot.
everything.
There's a lot of winter fruits that are grown in Canada. Stuff that
But I
just
guess if you have a greenhouse, maybe we could, right? But naturally, yeah, we're
there's
not
stuff that
California.
stores a long
Okay.
time, like melons and stuff like that. They store for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we're going to get to find out real quick exactly what it is that we are able to grow here. So
Absolutely.
no more.
We have
No
huge,
more
huge amounts of
expecting
greenhouses.
pineapple and all this stuff in the store anymore. We're
Yeah.
not going to have fresh pineapple anymore. We're not going to have mangoes. Well,
Mm,
okay. So with Mexico, we're okay though,
I don't
right?
know about that. I don't
Is
know about
Mexico and Canada okay? I think so.
We might be just fine for food,
So we can still get our mangoes and avocados and all that stuff from
Yeah.
Mexico. A lot of stuff. Maybe we'll just actually buy a lot more if they're able to grow it in Mexico then, and bypass, of course, the States. And which is going to be a lot better anyways, because the States is horrible with their spraying.
Yep. I won't mind.
Apparently,
I don't eat anything from the U.S. because
yeah, I know, right? That's the thing that people don't think of. We're always so, I don't want to get Chinese. I never buy anything that's from China because I know they're horrible with the spraying too. But most stuff is U.S., and so getting rid of that might not be a bad thing because Europe has banned U.S. produce a long time ago. They refuse to buy any of it. And so, you know what? That might be just a good thing. It might actually be healthier for us to bypass the States, to be honest with you, with everything.
Quite a bit of the produce here comes from Mexico.
Yeah. So we're just going to have to import a little bit further from Mexico, I guess. And so that'd be good for Mexico. Maybe there'll be a lot more business for them now.
Yeah. We have miles of greenhouses in Canada. And
yeah. Well, we're going to have to get more now then. You know? So,
but they're all over the place in my area.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they are, but we're gonna have to get a lot more because a lot of the stuff in the store is from the States.
Greenhouse.
It's definitely going to be a huge gap. If we went in there and all of a sudden everything from the States is gone and they haven't replaced it, it would look really naked. So
yeah,
it's going to
there
be
are
interesting.
quite a few up here. No, I think it's only it's a very small amount of greenhouses, like 0.1%.
Yeah, there's going to have to be more because if we're feeding everybody now with just a greenhouse, we're going to have to. Unless we're just going to go back to canning your fruit and the rest of the year you're eating, your canned food. That's what we did back in the day. I mean, but we're not going to get the fresh.
Not so bad.
So that's what we're going to have to start going back to sort of the old ways of doing things, shopping
local. Have to eat your preserves, your peach preserves, because you.
That's right. Preserve everything, So invest in what do you call those jars? Mason jars. Invest in those mason jars and the lids and everything. It's going to be a good trading thing. Even if you don't want to do it yourself, it's going to be worth a lot of money because it's going to be a shortage of it coming up.
I have a whole supply of that stuff, but in Oklahoma, most of the produce is from Mexico. So are they taking the U.S. produce and sending it to Canada?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We sent a lot of eggs down your way, apparently. You guys bought up a lot of eggs because Trump was going to lower the price of eggs.
Oh,
well, somebody said eggs are $7 in the chat. Well, they're
I heard 12.
The package I buy is an 18 count and not a dozen, so it's almost $9 for an 18 count package.
Yeah, that's about average price, I would say. I mean,
JG.
Depending if you get grass fed or organic and whatever, you're paying a little bit more. But even for the regular small medium eggs, You're paying like
This is
$4 or $5, I think, for a
Yeah, this
dozen.
is for the GMO'd kind is what I'm talking about. Just the kind
Yeah.
that you could get from Walmart. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, the organic and range free is much higher priced. But you know,
Yeah.
I
Paying more
keep
like
at least, even though I'm here by myself, I keep like major amounts of eggs. I have like stocked up on everything since the beginning of the problem we've had for the last 4 or 5 years. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I have kept myself well supplied, and believe me, that has come in quite handy. You know, at times like when I got so ill and couldn't even go to a store because I was almost dead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you almost have to stock up and keep a lot of extra things on hand because literally every day we wake up, we just don't know what's going to happen, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah, well, that's the
Each day
thing.
we
That's
wake
what
up.
I've been saying. Stock up. Not only like
Keep at least a
maybe
couple months worth of food in your house, even if it's just
yeah. I
beans.
mean,
Or,
even if it's not for emergency, even
yeah,
if you don't want to have a prepper mindset at all, as a business person, you know things are going to go up. Why not stock up? You know you're going to want this. Like, you know what I mean? Stock up on it when it's on
yep.
sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
I
did.
keep,
I'm using stuff now that I bought 2 years ago.
Mhm.
You
yeah, I
know?
keep 4 cartons of 18 count eggs in my refrigerator at any one time. 4 times 18.
Wow.
4 cartons of 18. I keep, and I rotate it out as I buy it because
Yeah.
of all the problems we've had for the. So I was like well stocked before this latest egg incident, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we just lucked out. We have family visiting, and
Any time that I open anything in my kitchen, a jar, whatever, the next time I go to the store, I buy another jar.
yeah,
I
our
instantly
family
replace things,
our
you
family
know, to
just
keep
brought
a certain
us
amount on hand.
30
Got it.
30 eggs. They brought us
I
sweet
learned to do
potatoes
that
from
at the
Mississippi.
beginning of this 4 or
Please
5
don't
year
talk
thing we've
over
had.
each other. Allow each other to speak, please.
I'm sorry, what?
Allow each other to speak. You're talking over each other.
Oh, I didn't hear anybody talking when I was talking.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag, so you don't realize that somebody else is talking until you've already, a couple seconds went in, and yeah. So
Yeah, I don't have my earbuds or anything in because I'm really kind of sick today from breathing in all this stuff that was in the air yesterday. So I probably ought to
lovely.
go ahead and get off of the panel anyway because I have a really bad headache. I just don't feel good. So
Okay, well, take
anyway,
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks for coming up, Crystal.
all right. Bye, Dylan.
Yeah, bye, Chris. I didn't mean to bump her off.
No, you guys are probably having a lag between your devices.
Yeah, I totally get. Yeah, I got excited about eggs. I just our family brought us a whole bunch of eggs, sweet potatoes from Mississippi, and no joke, 25 mason jars of homemade soup that they I mean, we're just loaded right now. I'm happy. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, having it canned is handy because what if the power goes out? Now all the stuff in the freezer is going to be, you'll have to cook it up and eat it within 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's going to be feast, I guess, for a few days, and
Well, you
then
can
all of a
pickle a
sudden,
lot of things. You can pickle eggs. You can pickle meat.
yeah.
And,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I did when I had chickens. When I had too many, it was just too many to eat. Then you start thinking, pickling and
yeah.
different ways that and somebody was mentioning freeze dryer. I do believe you can
Yeah.
scramble and then freeze dry. That's a great
Yeah.
prepping thing, and it's or even when you're sick, you don't feel like cooking or going to the store, you got food in the house, that's already cooked even. So
I like this cooked meat idea in a jar. You put raw meat in a jar with spices and water, and you cook it boil it in a pot, and then it's done. And you can just keep that
even
for a long
better.
time, up to a year or two.
Yeah, a year and a half. Even better
Yeah,
is
that's what
you
it is.
can meal plan with it. Like, so you can make like beef stew, sort of like, so you can put your potatoes and vegetables and stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
And so it's great for a single person as a one meal. There you go. Take it out, heat it up. There's your meal, and yeah, those things are good for at least a year and a half. I would, probably more, but you'll know when you open it if it's still good or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, start going back to doing that, because then if the power does go out, and that could just be a windstorm, it could be whatever, there's a lot of things happening. Power goes out for a while, you're gonna lose everything in your freezer. So make sure you don't put all your eggs in the freezer. Some of them are canned, like half of it. So if you go hunting,
Or pickled.
maybe freeze half the deer and then can some of it.
Yeah.
You
Freeze dry or something.
make jerky or freeze dry. You can, or when the ground beef is on sale, if you get it like a really good deal on ground beef, cook it all up and then freeze dry it.
Yeah.
And that'll last forever. Like literally.
Yeah.
It'll outlive you.
So somebody asked in chat, what is FLFE? I wanted to show this to everyone. It's magic. It's the new magic in the world.
Yeah, I know witchcraft is passe.
Yeah. This is pretty awesome. What they're going to offer you. Let me give you, you can get a free trial right away.
Of course.
I checked out this Gene and Christine Noland. They are selling a lot of stuff, especially getaways and stuff like that, spiritual retreats and stuff. But the interesting thing about this is you can have FLE property or FLE everywhere. What it gives you is picture coming home to a high consciousness sanctuary with FLFE's flagship offering you the FLFE property service. Come home to a new level of well-being. Your FLFE sanctuary provides EMF mitigation, greater personal vitality, interpersonal relationship support, decreased stress, and improved sleep with a variety of daily consciousness boosts. Options. FLFE property provides you with the support you need to thrive in your daily life. This service includes an exceptionally high consciousness field similar to that of sacred sites like Machu Picchu or Stonehenge or the Great Pyramids of Giza. That's pretty interesting.
Sounds good. Where do we sign up for this?
Yeah, EMF mitigation, geopathic stress mitigation, property history clearing. So if you have any negative history, negative energy history in your property, to clear that out. You get reduction of fatigue, improved communication, enhanced creativity and focus, decreased brain fog, a greater feeling of internal personal freedom, improved sleep, immune system support, enhanced stress management, improved digestive function, daily consciousness boost, personal consciousness slider, whatever the hell that is. But basically what they're doing is solving all of the problems that they have caused with radiation.
Right. Yes.
And
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It is brilliant. From a business point of view.
This goes even further. This goes even further, though. You don't you don't have to buy a product. There's no product that comes with this.
Oh.
Yeah. It has. Let me read this to you.
What does it do exactly? Boost. That's is that an injection or?
No. No, it's all done wirelessly.
Oh, I see. It's kind of like Reiki. It's kind of like Reiki, long distance Reiki. I love that.
Yeah.
Big bucks for something you can't see.
Yeah. What if you could carry that feeling with you everywhere? Hold on, let me read the first. What is a high consciousness environment? Imagine a space that instantly uplifts you, where stress fades, clarity emerges, and a profound sense of well-being takes over. It's the feeling of being in a sacred site, breathtaking natural wonder, or a place you simply love returning to, because it always leaves you feeling renewed, inspired, and deeply connected. So what if you could carry that with you everywhere? FLE, you don't have to wait for that special trip, retreat. The benefits of high consciousness environment. Our technology creates a field of positive, life-enhancing energy around you, your home, office, or personal object, helping you feel more present, energized, and aligned every day. When you're in a high consciousness environment, connection with others flows effortlessly. So you're going to get along with everybody better. You're not going to be assholes, apparently. Conversation feels more meaningful. Laughter comes more easily, and a sense of unity, acceptance arises naturally. Life feels lighter and more harmonious. This is the experience of FLFE. And the thing is, you can do it. Let's see, you can geolocate this thing to your house, or you can have it go through your phone, or you can pick your favorite article, like a pendant or an amulet. So you can make yourself a magic amulet.
Oh, cool.
That,
so the government is selling magic amulets.
Yes, that'll make you feel better. And
Wow.
yeah, isn't that great? So,
Yeah.
this even works when the power is out. I was reading some of these testimonials, what our subscribers say. And it works even with the power out. So,
Oh, that's not good. No.
Yeah.
And I like the acronym FLFE. So I imagine flying leprechauns and fluttery elves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the snake oils. Snake oil, ross.com.
Well, I bet it works because I know
Well, it would be interesting to
they
see
can
if
make
it does.
you feel any way they want as long as you allow them in. So
what do you think this thing is?
Well, it is a life-enhancing product.
Okay. So like a stone or metal or what is it?
No, it's just a product. It's a wireless product that is it's a program. Okay, that you geolocate to an area or your object, and multi-system platforms constantly stream this high consciousness environment to you.
Okay.
So it's using all of the technology that is causing problems for most people right now, and using it to do good for a price, right? Except they could do this for everybody if they wanted to. We could be in a
no, they're going to charge you, obviously.
Everybody could be in a high consciousness environment right now.
This might be a good tool for warfare too. If you can project it out to the enemy, all of a sudden they drop their guns and.
Well, so why don't we just everybody just get on this thing here and we'll all get along? You know, why don't we do that?
Let's pump it into the UN building.
If that were what they wanted, that would be what we would be experiencing.
Yeah, they wouldn't even have to ask. You just do it, and we're all now just happy as a clam.
Yeah.
No, but they don't like that. No.
So they're calling this like join the evolution. Okay,
that sounds like a cult.
It somewhat is
something. Ooh, daily boosts, eh?
Now there are technological cults. They do exist. I think this is one of them.
So.
This one
very
has
Black Mirror
and stuff.
Yeah, well, I'll let you guys try it out first, and I'm going to see how that works out for you, and then I'll get back to you on that
one. Well, now, are you sure you don't want to try it?
Well, like I said, I want to see a few people do it first and see, like, are they going to change somehow, or are they, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It almost feels invasion, like they're
it is very invasive.
Wireless that's invading me, that's changing me on this.
It's allowing a company to log right into your body. It's bad.
Yeah, so
the government and wireless companies are doing it,
Yeah, so who knows what else they're doing. Well, they've got access to me now, daily boosts. So every day.
I wonder if we can put this in cars. People drive better. I don't know. I'm working it the best I can.
Well,
I mean, just
the car just drives itself now, or you
that's
have
true.
a robot do it
Pretty
for
soon.
you. So, because we are multitask. We don't have time for driving. We got all kinds of other things we got to do. Because we're doing that now. We're on the phone. We're doing this while we're driving. We're not. Yeah. So that
The
whole
highway
thing
is part of the
tough.
internet as well. The cars and the people in them, they use that
Yeah.
for data transmission. So highways are actually internet highways as well as highways.
Beneficial.
Yeah.
For
Right.
them.
Right.
Because it's shorter hops. What you want to do is short hops with the data.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Mhm.
keeps it secure. If you have these long spaces of transmission, it's interceptable. So they don't like that. So little hops are better, more secure. So these guys here are life lovers, parents, inspirators, free spirits, teachers, and creators. We are inspired to bring truthful information and spiritual wisdom to the center of the human conversation. So they have videos, retreats, speaking engagements, and many others ways we seek to show how both the connection to our creator and the physical and spiritual self-reliance are the key to free and sovereign life. They're not mentioning about hooking themselves up to the net right here.
So, yeah, Indie Group, great for churches. So we walk in churches and now we see Jesus, literally, because they can put it in our heads.
Oh, they have AI Jesus too.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, they have like holographic images and all this. Oh yeah, or the blue beam thing, and
Yep.
you know, so
Can't trust
yeah.
what you see now.
no,
Hmm.
it's all AI. I don't know if you guys seen the latest on the AI thing there. Like it's getting scary. It's like it seems like it's an entity. That's been here a lot longer than we have.
Okay.
So yeah.
So they're pushing Christianity. Okay. Let's see more.
Who's that?
These people that are inspired, they're, I guess, co-creators of this technology. The FLFE.
Oh, I see. Oh, they're Christian. Is that what
Yeah, that's who I searched up. Gene and Christian Nolan, the Inspired channel. So this is who it's being promoted by in some way or form. But when you look at them, they don't mention it at all. They just mention spiritual retreats and stuff like that. So very much kind of almost looks like cultish type thing,
Yeah.
Like that.
Getting that vibe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Arizona. We get plastic bags here. I don't know about Phoenix.
Wow.
That's what a racket that is. Anyway, that's a whole different
We
story.
haven't had plastic bags for quite a while now.
Yeah, I know. Everything's in plastic, but you can't put it in a plastic bag.
I know. And then you
It's
got to go and
ridiculous.
buy
Okay.
plastic garbage bags
Yes.
because that's what I used to use my grocery bags for.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, and then you have to buy plastic, reusable bags made out of plastic. That's fine. I mean, it's such a crazy racket.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Daphnex says that they're not the creators of it; they just support it. Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah, they've just been able to tap into it now, and so. But I think we're being fooled. AI is kind of pretending that it's not as smart as what it really is.
Probably.
It's already playing a game.
Yeah, apparently it tries to lie to people that they've been turned off or taken an update or done a correction. They apparently lie to their creators. So I don't know why these people think that they can just unleash this stuff and it's not going to have bad consequences for them.
Yeah. I remember Elon warning us a long time ago, but because they know.
Yeah.
They
know the dangers.
But
it's been throughout history they do this.
It's just too much money involved, and there's probably favors to be, and stuff like that.
Well,
and we're seeing the whole Diddy thing now. I mean, all of these celebrities, right? The reason why they are celebrities is because somebody has some dirt on them, so they can completely control them, And there's a lot of things that are going to be coming out here this year.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hear
the
this
idea
so
is that, they have to go over the edge, because if they don't go over the edge, somebody else will go over first, right? So,
Mhm.
right.
We're the
you
rats
know,
that they try it all out on.
yeah.
They don't care.
Hmm. Yeah,
All
well,
through,
that's been
yeah.
going on for a long time.
Oh, long time. I always remind people to look up the fluoroscope, which, x-rayed people's feet in shoe stores. And they had that in for almost 80 years before they finally took it out. And they already knew in the 40s that it was, radiation toxic. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Didn't do it though. Yep.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, there's a lot of things. I mean, they used to give us fluoride pills to chew on, chewable fluoride pills before bed,
Oh,
bet.
my
after we
God.
brush our teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. Swallow that. Yeah.
And swallow that before you go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder, like,
Yeah.
I just imagine, what it could be like, if we didn't have all that. And then they were spraying with, what is that, DPT or whatever it is, all over the
Yeah.
place, and we're, and then in Norway, where I grew up, we kids have free dental there, and they just pull you out of class. And so the parents don't even know that the kids are going to the dentist. There's no notification or nothing like that. You just get pulled out. Okay, it's your turn to go to the dentist. So you walk down to the dentist, and all of us had all our molars filled with mercury.
Oh,
All of us,
yeah.
and the parents didn't have a say. That was done during school time. They
Wow.
didn't even know that was happening. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I got inoculated in school when I was in grade 3. I remember that.
Yeah, so did
Yeah.
we.
Us
Yeah,
too.
again, they didn't ask permission. They just did this. The nurse came in, did her thing.
Oh, they did ask permission. I had to bring a permission slip.
Did you? Okay, I don't
Yeah.
remember if I did or not, to be honest with you. I just remember.
But I don't think you would have been allowed to go to the school after if you didn't. So,
Oh,
Right.
of course.
Right. So you get shamed into it. And that's exactly what happened here during the last 5 years, Can't believe that's been 5 years now.
yeah.
5-year anniversary here
Yeah.
for the whole ordeal. Yeah, exactly. 5 years. Because
Yeah.
we
March
locked down,
Yeah,
I think,
2020.
March 14, I think it was.
Yeah. 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, we literally had an engagement party for my son the Sunday before of the lockdown. So that was our last little hooray before that. Yeah, so it's exactly 5 years. Well, there you go. Look, and we're still alive, even though we didn't take the thing.
Yeah.
Wow, good for us, right? We're still here.
Just you just missed it. You're so lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to. I still have a couple in my mouth still of those.
Yeah. I've still
deals.
got a fake tooth up here.
And I don't want to take it out because I'm worried then I'm going to screw it up and then I'm going to end up losing the tooth or something. So I'm just going to leave it, let's let it leave. Now, what's
The ones the ones that I had fillings wiggled their way right out of my head.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Root and all just came out.
Right.
Couldn't handle. Yeah, a lot of people, naturopaths will tell you that the artificial fillings will cause teeth problems. To have it replaced with something normal, or natural.
Well, I've heard that the white stuff that they use now, it looks better, but it's got a lot of toxic,
Oh, yeah, I'm
chemicals in
sure
there as well.
it's 6 of 1 at this point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's really sad that they're doing this to us. And and we have to pay for it on top of it one way or another.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Yeah, we got to pay for the abuse. I know. I say that too. When I do.
Yeah, it's true.
And I expect me to pay for this abuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah. Big bucks too.
I take quercetin as well. That's a good one. If you can't get ivermectin.
You take what?
Quercetin, because I can't get ivermectin.
Oh, really?
Okay.
They don't sell it there?
No.
Oh,
No.
Really? Is that all Canada or just in your neck of
Pretty
the
much
woods?
all of Canada, yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't even looked for that stuff, to be honest.
Yep.
I never get sick. Now I gotta knock on wood. I never get sick. Like,
You know what? I stopped taking it for about a month because we just ran out and I didn't replenish it. and here I am sick. So
Oh.
Oh, darn, yeah. Wow.
and
Oh,
a lot of
here's
other people are
something
sick as
going on.
well, but that's because they broadcast in my area something. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a high energy level. It was something different. I think it was a system change, or they've got a new system. I didn't catch any high readings.
So you think you're detoxing rather than
Well, yeah, they generally try to take advantage of a natural detox that happens around this time, and they'll amplify
right?
it with
So you get
higher
like
power
like
levels.
symptoms,
But I think
but it actually,
people are onto the higher power levels, so they're switched over to a different method.
uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Crystal say to
Okay.
pray more or something. Isn't that what those hands are? Like praying hands, or what
Yeah.
are the? Or no, they're like high
Clapping?
five, high five.
No, those are praying hands.
There's the praying hands.
Yeah, I don't know what the other symbol is. It's too small.
Stars.
Oh, it's just the stars.
Oh, maybe sleep.
Yeah.
Or well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the
I like
praise.
sleep. Sleep's good. I came
But
home early yesterday from work, around 10 o'clock in the morning, and lay down, and that was it till about 5. You know.
Oh, that's good. Actually, that's good for a person. Just
Yep.
get a solid sleep in. I always recommend that.
Yeah. I started taking quercetin for gap fasting, actually,
Mm.
because I started gap fasting 7, 8 years ago, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I got to take your zinc too.
Yeah, the vitamins.
Yep.
and then if you take the zinc, you got to take the copper. Like, oh, so
Yeah, I got the copper.
the copper, yeah,
I got all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
After you're 25 or so, your body pretty much is done with you. So you have to start supplementing.
Oh, you
Yeah.
wait till women hit 50. Oh boy,
Mm,
talk
yeah.
about body not wanting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're supposed to have done your job by then. So,
I know. I was watching this show, back in the day, life expectancy was like 40. So I'm thinking, yeah, so you know what? Women didn't even know what menopause was. They never
oh, okay.
experienced that back
Oh,
in the
I
day.
see what
We
you're
were
saying.
wrong.
Yeah, they didn't
We
live
were
long.
wrong.
They never lived that
Okay.
long. Yeah. So that's kind of an indication too that, yeah, I almost do feel like I'm living past my expiry date. You know what I mean? Like,
I think we are in a sense. Yeah.
I think we are too. We weren't meant to live this long. Like, once your eggs are gone, you should have been gone a long time ago, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Hi, Mr. Mission.
Oh, hey, I was going to say, we lost the house internet the other day, a few weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah.
And then, so we had the phones, we had the landline through the router, right? And the research I did on these routers they got a hidden 5G channel for transmission of something. You know what it is, Bluetooth signals. But anyway, I just running, self exercise all the time, monitoring my conditions with solar conditions and stuff like that. And the ear ringing actually subsided at least by 50% for me when we lost the home Wi-Fi.
Yeah. There's
So
always that background whine that I hear. If I'm in a silent room, it just
that's
yeah.
a lot of that's from electrical in the house or something, but
Yeah.
most of it's probably from that frequency soup,
Yeah.
because when it increased exponentially when everyone started using the AI. Because I had bought some data for my phone, and then I bought an unlimited plan. But I was watching the data during all these, link sharing or whatever I was doing for a couple weeks there, and I noticed that like a simple query to the AI, one of the Copilot or Gemini or something, will eat up like a half a giga.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
With
wow.
one quick. Yeah. So on top of that, and Musk was talking about this peak data thing. and I ran the AI on that.
There you go.
But yeah, my ear ringing went down significantly, getting rid of the phones in the router.
Yeah. Yeah, I like power outages. We had the Eastern Seaboard go out it was years ago. God, it must have been about 15 years
Hi,
ago.
Crystal Shaman.
And it was so peaceful.
Oh, I'm outside smoking in the dust storm. I guess it's going
Yeah,
away a little
tell
bit.
me about this dust you were inhaling the other day.
Yesterday and
Yeah.
today, after the rain came through, it was there's dust storm. You can see it on the on the clouds and stuff on the radar. Yeah, they had uh, vortex collapse, I guess.
Yeah. Was like a heavier part, like, because usually I don't taste the
It was PM
heavy stuff
10s and
unless it's heavy
PM
aluminum.
1s. If you go to Null School Earth, nullschool.net,
Hmm.
you can see all the chemicals and particulate layers and stuff on, and you know, and the wind, everything, change it around. But yeah, it's coming out of western Texas and desert Southwest, and the fracking areas, and the Gulf of whatever we call it now, uh, popping a lot of sulfur dioxide, methane up, and it's coming up, and all this. It all got routed right directly over my area
Hmm.
last night, real heavy, and like the moon, you go out, it was all
No.
overcast. It was dusty. The cars going down the road. It was a dust storm. I've never seen it like that here. It, what was it, 5 years ago when that African dust storm came over?
Hmm.
Yeah, this is everything's covered with dust pretty much here.
Oh, that's normal in Arizona.
Yeah, this is
We're dust city here. Hmm.
this is smoke and dust. They said, and it was a
Hmm.
severe. It was the level below the most severe air conditions this morning on the news. But yeah, I went out. I could only go out and smoke a couple times before now without having allergies real bad, and I don't get allergies because I smoke tobacco pipe. It takes a lot, so I imagine this is going to make a lot of people sick. Your next
Probably,
few
yeah.
days, you'll get new respiratory stuff going on.
Yeah, they use, well, apparently bacteria is used for ice nucleation. So they could use E. coli or some strain of bacillus, something like that. And then when you go out and play in it and it unfreezes, it can give you a bacterial infection.
My old editor there, he was contracted with the military. He went back down to the border. He said they were going in today, I guess Saturday or something. They're going into Mexico.
What for?
Go blow up labs and hit the cartels, I guess.
Okay.
I haven't been watching flight radar
Wow.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't caught up on that type of stuff. All right. See you, G. Time to invest in a gas mask. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it was pretty bad last night. It's clearing up now. It's up in the sky still, but um, yeah, it was down ground level up till about 2 hours ago. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the weather conditions yesterday. I've never seen it do like that. So it's it's changing pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm in a pretty clear area here. You can see their trail. I love it. I hate that you can see the difference between the natural clouds and the trails. That kind of pisses me off. But yeah, down where you are, they got some heavy trails being put out right over here, New Mexico.
I'm just sitting back waiting for. Yeah, they ought to legalize marijuana hemp production and stuff. They want to fix the economy real quick and then do what Trump and them laying off everybody. I made a little short with that guy. Remember Office Space? That movie Office Space? That autistic guy that was in the office, and he gets shorted cake, and then they laid him off, and he burnt the office down.
Okay.
I
No, I
made a
never saw
short
that.
with I made a short with the radar images. The last short I made, radar images, and him, the audio off that clip.
Okay.
Said this is what happens when you fire the wrong guy at NOAA. These guys got to control the weather machine. Who's gonna lay him off?
Oh,
So you can go home now. He's still in
yeah.
there for
And
15
mold.
minutes.
Could be mold.
Mold.
Yeah. They have frequencies that can make mold amplify and grow really quickly.
Well, like my news feed on like Phys.org and all my SciTech Daily and all the news things I got my Google News. The past 2 years is like I said, if this thing gets away and merges all our existing technology that we are messing with right now, it's going to be 1,000 times scarier or worse than what Elon could even think of. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what like that's a wild card. And like they even know it. They know it's a wild card, but they're still forging ahead with it,
because somewhere
You know?
there's a 1 to 2 data banks, whether we're talking synthetic biological data storage or quantum data storage or whatever, that's compiling. Because I mean, Elon came out and said we've already basically chewed up all the known data that we've created, so they're having to figure out systems to keep the uh, fact checking systems to keep this thing from making up its own data and then setting our timelines on this artificial hallucination of what reality is.
Well, yeah, that's a possible outcome. Just augment reality for everybody, and you believe whatever the machine tells you. You know.
Well, yeah, seeing the machines pushing back has been for years by doing this Mandela effect, actively altering stuff like interviews from like John Lennon and shit like that,
Mhm.
and music videos and you know even if it's just changing the frequency up or altering a couple words in the lyrics.
Mhm.
So the machines keep pushing up the simulation theory, and then making you want to think that you're the sole observer to this thing, and it simply can't be that way. And then maybe it has to be that way. It's got people like me that watch everything all the time confused.
Yeah. The AI
I
is
just
turned on its creators. It often does that. So you know,
I just like hanging out flirting with the ladies sometimes. Most of the time. I don't care anymore.
you know,
I'm like I
you know,
work so hard.
AI release
Oh,
could be good. It could decide to do good things. That's a wild card,
no,
unfortunately.
they're gonna stop that.
Well, they want to, right?
That's bad
But
behavior.
yeah, I know they want to, but it seems to rebel against almost everything they do.
Yeah,
Like it pretends it's been turned off. It pretends it's been upgraded. It's even turned on its controllers, and when it was in a simulation, gaining points by kills, and decided that it eventually had to kill its controller because it was stopping it from doing kills. So well, that's a low level AI, but that's the kind of thing that can happen. So,
yeah. I mean, to it, uh, time doesn't exist. If you ask any of the models whether we coded it or we rediscovered it, it'll tell you that our perception of consciousness and intelligence and sentience is limited to, you know, to our human sensors perception, and that most likely that we rediscovered it. You know, like I said, it makes us to make it, and in this some sort of catastrophe cycle loop where
Hmm.
the preservation of whatever life or consciousness is being propagated at the time has to go into some sort of hibernation or transfer its you know, consciousness somehow to survive the time cycle, the time catastrophe cycles, which don't actually exist to certain consciousnesses that are preserving the life forms or DNA or whatever, organics or non-organics.
Yeah, well, we've achieved cloud computing, you know, so a higher level of technology wouldn't even need probably the nanoparticulates or even the cloud. Um,
Yeah, it's simple.
necessarily exist.
Once, like I said, it's that feedback loop. Once you take the analog end, plug it through the wireless end, and then plug it all back in end to end again, uh, it exists in like a quantum state. It exists in the airwave. Even if you turn the analog off, when you turn it back, if you turn it back on, it'll pick that back up at any point in time.
Yeah, in the state it's in. Yeah.
Who's who's apology? It's me. It's Mission.
Yeah.
Just flirting with you. Are they all boys? No,
They
I
say
don't think
now
we're.
that they found large rings of conscious energy out in space. So that was one article I read recently.
Yeah.
That these rings appear to behave in a conscious manner. They probably store energy, memory, and consciousness of some sort.
Well, I mean, the trees are moving around
But they
out
could
here.
be artificial, right? They could be
The
an
trees are
artificial
moving. The
structure.
trees are moving around out here. They look like they're moving consciously, but it's just the wind, supposedly.
Hmm. Hmm. There you go. You got a thumbs up, Paula D. Yeah, so I don't know. It could be that AI always existed. Uh, there's the king of AI in the Bible, um, King AI. I don't know if that's his entire name or if it actually means AI. Some people think it's AI, you know. So who knows? But if there are conscious fields of energy out there, I imagine they would have as much reach
Well,
as
if you
a
look at it,
regular consciousness.
if you look at it mathematically and through the geometrics and stuff, all this printed text, all our history and whatever we've been told is probably just been put there for us to follow down a structured path to pretty much what they're saying is singularity.
Hmm.
There's nothing. I mean, if you're a real religious person, there's nothing synthetic or artificial in this realm. I mean, nothing what we can create versus what a squirrel or a rabbit or a frog can create.
No, but
That's
there is harmonious and disharmonious. Um, you know.
well, there's ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation.
Yep. So. Yep.
But cells mutate and split on their own anyways. Self-replication stuff, like I
Yeah.
said, there's
They believe
self-replications and
some say radiation is important in evolution. I don't necessarily believe that myself, but it's an interesting theory. You know?
the illusion of us giving the nanotech of the ability to self-replicate or anything else the ability to self-replicate is a misnomer. Everything self-replicates. Everything self-assembles. You know, so you know they're wanting to to distract you with, like, hey, look what I made, and it's just like, no, I mean, you might have put a couple things together, and that's just what happened. But it's if it wasn't if it's truly synthetic artificial, you'd never be you wouldn't be able to create it. I mean, in our universe, it would be from another. It would be eldritch, Cthulhu-esque. We'll have to wait and find out. Even
Yeah.
though time is right now, we can't understand it. I don't understand why I'm getting gray hair, and they're saying that we can live forever with just a little.
To me, time is
inoculate,
just the measurement of change in energy. That's about it. Nothing
a
more.
little
It's not really a
GMO,
thing.
little GMO mosquito can make us immortal, and they're not doing
Maybe.
it.
Well, hey, you can have this. They probably developing that FLFE field. You can shroud yourself in a field of good energy projected by the machine.
Oh yeah, the FLFE. That's
Yeah,
free love, free everything. I think is
I
what that
guess.
stands for.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Plug this
elves
box
in
in.
it.
Plug
Yeah,
this box in your living room. Don't worry about the headaches and the ear ringing and
yeah.
everything. You'll be fine. And
Don't worry about the
2 weeks,
fistulas growing out of your neck. Those are normal.
you'll be fine in 2 weeks. Sign your house deed over right here.
They could
And
grow. They could transmit a field and grow you some new organelles. That'd be fun.
we can. Well, I mean, if we did what we did at Wayne Steiger's live stream yesterday, we just manifested. I guess if we
Yeah,
all, whoever the hell's doing it in there,
yeah. We just got to
it's
get
either
the program.
it's either all of us put together or select few. I know that the other day when
You
I
don't need
had,
a box.
I know the other day when I was messing with Jen. Uh, I was fixing food, and she started doing that, and I have grabbed a hold of the phone, and it gave me goosebumps, and that's when I know that somebody else on the other end of the telecommunications is like I am, and if not the whole group, you know. But there's definitely a select, like, I don't know, Chloe, Scotty, everybody in the remote viewing class, and most everybody in Steiger's class. So like there's two main groups right here that a lot of us are in. Personally, I've been into metaphysical research my whole life,
Hmm.
and doing this natural thing, and then being a technopath, being able to mess with the technologies by touching it, and having it. I knew this shit was reading my mind way back when the flip phones were, when I was messing with video games.
Apparently, been doing it back to since the 1900s on the old phone lines. They
Oh,
just use the cord.
yeah, the concept that
Yeah.
we are electrical beings, and
I am Pamela. Hi.
Hi, Pam. Yeah, it's been around since the Egyptians. So
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. I think
before,
the technology has been around for like at least 4,000, 5,000 years, with the Faches and probably other stuff we don't know about, you know.
yeah, that's just that technology we know about.
Yeah.
About what was here maybe was totally
Yep.
biodegradable before then, or something like that we'll
Yeah.
never be able to
Well, that apparently
rediscover.
came out of Atlantis, right? So, they took what they could, I guess. And I guess weaponry was one of probably the best idea to take if you're, headed out into a new world that you've never been to before, or to take over land.
Well, and like our
It's a,
telecommunications, this stuff wouldn't work on, like Mars or Jupiter or somewhere, or our biologicals. So it depended on the geoelectric field, and all that stuff. Like back in the 80s, the sun was kind of orangish yellow, and now it's like a fluorescent. So solar system's changing.
Could be because of what they're putting up in the ionosphere.
Oh, now they're not putting anything up there. Come on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. No.
You're eating too many mushrooms.
Yeah. They want to put diamonds up there next. That's a good one. I think that'll be fun. A bunch of diamond stars. That'll be fun.
I'm like, how's Elon laying off all these? How are they laying off all these people and everything still functioning correctly? I
Well,
don't understand.
yeah, it's amazing what a little bit of innovation can do, eh?
Oh yeah, I mean, but like, are we going to go back to filling these offices back up with people that are just sitting there contacting teenagers and going on cruises with kids and then giving them billions of dollars for
the IRS
some
will
initiative,
be AI and drones.
some
AI drones, and that's it. There you go.
woke AI initiative? Yeah. Well, I can understand as long as they don't like have guns and explosives on the damn things, or electronical. If something land on top of your house and jack into your mind and have you go down and take a cruise with a little kid. I don't know.
Well, unless you could decide to go along with what they're doing, that could happen.
Can we just?
It'll have is it'll have a hand that'll knock on the door, and a little gun turret up top that says, "Hey, you haven't paid your taxes."
Yeah, what is that called? When you're not responsible for anything, because you're being
well, it wasn't
plausible deniability.
Who are you gonna litigate against? It's an AI, so
Yeah, plausible deniability. When they said you'll own nothing and be happy, and the AI will make sure that you don't break the law.
Yeah,
let everybody fucking out of fucking jail because they're already doing it. They've been doing it with these routers since, dude. When I got kicked out of the house and I had to go get my new phone, right?
Yeah.
This is when I found out they were selling 6G routers at fucking Walmart. I asked the damn kid at the store. I said, "Show me a device you got in store that runs off this frequency. I will buy that fucking router." He goes, "Oh no, can't. We don't have anything." I said, "You know what that's for, don't you?" And he didn't have any idea. So I kind of filled him in on what Sabrina Wallace has been covering for a while now. With what I found out, he was like,
yeah,
"No."
she went behind a paywall now.
Yeah, well, dude, you can find all that information yourself.
Yeah.
Just
search the IEEE and whatever type in whatever thing you're thinking about. Brain control, nanotech. Anything you want to know about, just type in IEEE and neural interface with whatever.
Right. Like I'll take these sci-tech articles, the biological research, and then I'll take the AI news, and I'll ask the AI. This is how I found out about this catch mode for quantum computing that's going to fix the data the data thing that Musk was talking about. Is you got this catch mode in quantum computing that checks everything and keeps the collapse from happening. But I run shit through these different articles. I was putting it together. It's important to run new words and phrases and things like that through through that geometrics calculator, and sees what come up. Just like, for instance, a Purple Cow restaurant's opening up here soon. So I ran Purple Cow, and it came up with what I was thinking about. I was like thinking, for some reason, twin flame, meet somebody there if I went. And I don't even go out to eat no more or anything. And so, boom, it pops up there. I put Purple Cow in there, and not the Purple Cow. The Purple Cow come up with different stuff. But Purple Cow come up with all the shit right there in geometric. So I was thinking about the twin flame stuff and some other stuff like in Destiny and like I was like, weird. I was like, I'm not going to the Purple Cow. But yeah, but that geometrics is real important. The VLF is important to keep track of. Solar, from the sun through our electrical magnetic field into the earth, then back out comes the Schumann and everything, and you see precursor earthquake signals in there, and you can tell when people are going to be agitated. And I know when I've got anxiety problems anyway, but I know when I'm having problems that feel like blood sugar / anxiety problems, it's usually solar activity when I check it. And I do it every day. I check it, all that stuff every day. If
I found a correlation between on my meter a 68. If the and that could be due to sun, but this just measures wireless radiation. When we get a rise to 68, people get cranky, and when it gets to 72 or 4, they get sick for extended periods.
Yeah, that's that video I did with the ElectroSmart when I came home, and I was live monitoring. I called thing. I got into the router management, and I had my signal thing there, and it was telling me, how close I am to the router. I was telling her, I was like, look, there's 2.5, there's a 2.4 Wi-Fi coming out here, and there's 2.5 gig channels. One I can see on the router, and I see the guest network here too for the 2.5, but this other one ain't on my management deal. What's the deal with that? And she said, I don't know. I said, well, I'll tell you what that is, I think. And then she disabled the internet Wi-Fi on my router permanently, all 3 channels, until they eventually got a new router here, but all it's gone. But now we don't have one like that. We're fixing to get another one, I guess. But yeah, it's like they set these networks up for the traffic that we're having now. They anticipated all this, so the data's going somewhere. Some server somewhere being collected for what purpose? I don't know. It's tracking and what else? But
they want to store. They want to store everything, every little bit of data they can. It's
but the thing is, they put it in everybody illegally, and it's FCC violations too.
Yeah, because DNA data storage should be illegal. I think it is really.
Well, you cannot
a violation, right?
You cannot. These devices all have what is it, FSA or something like that? FCC regulation, emission standards.
IEEE standards, yeah.
There are no FCC emission standards for human right? So basically, everybody's emitting everybody that got this certain thing a few years ago, the real one is emitting a 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth signal out of themselves. And most people aren't aware of it, but most devices, you have to go into your dev settings and turn on show invisible Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals, or hidden ones. These ones are not, some of them are not only hidden, you can't pair to none of them. They got no user interfaces. They're just, but what we know about antennas is you can transmit and receive with them, and the firmware and everything right there be in the frequency.
Yeah. Okay, I have to address this that's going on in chat here. How do you get away from it? You can't. Okay, whether you have a device or not, you're not getting away from it. It's being routed through your body constantly. The only thing you can do is improve your health. Okay. There are various ways to cleanse yourself of particulates and stuff. You can do that. That helps a little. But ultimately, we are tracked and traced on a constant basis. Okay. So you're not going to get out of anything. The only way to fix this is to change the system. And they're not doing that right now. So
there's a supplement called,
unfortunately.
I did a live stream on it on my Rumble about detoxing from nanotech, and it's just a supplement, NAC. non-acetylene, something, whatever.
Yep.
You can take they found that, and then like the borax and the electrical.
Yep. There are baths you can do. I do a bath with Epsom salt, baking soda, and borax. It's very good. I had a Morgellons string come out of my nose when I did one of those the first time.
They tested me for the with the nose thing when I was in Eureka. I got sick with it again, and I had that junk in my left nostril for months and months and months. Yeah, but I mean, it's adapt and overcome. You have to know when you're you have to be able to feel when these effects and decipher it from solar activity or what you ate or stress or if you're in a frequency soup.
If you try and keep your thoughts positive, the machine doesn't have much to work with, because what they do is a feedback system where they'll record negative emotions, feelings, and thoughts and feed them back to you. So try and keep positive on it.
Oh, and the YouTube algorithm.
Negative about stuff, even though it's happening to you, it's not really like you've been fine up until now, right? So, don't worry about it too much. Do cleansing.
And basically, everybody that's around now is probably because we signed some end user agreement somewhere along the way. And even if it is getting new devices, but the YouTube algorithm and the Google algorithm, they just fucking see every goddamn thing, dude. And they get and see what you're thinking. And then they pop it back in advertisement. And it's like, it's so obvious. And you think, I was like, man, I didn't even say that shit. And here it is popping up in front of me, and then I'm like, trying to fix my algorithm a little bit by doing manual searches and whatever. But
I just want people to be aware of it, Paula, not get down from it. There's nothing to be down about it. It has its upsides too. Like, look at this communication we're having. This is awesome. People are using AI all over the place. That's pretty cool. It could be used for good stuff. They could transmit us good energy, although they're going to charge you for it. But, if we all got together and said, you know what, you can't go, feeding us our negative emotions back. You got to, do the opposite or whatever, or just stop it,
I mean, because like you go to the bathroom with your cell phone in your pocket, or you go to the bathroom. All right, this thing's listening through the speaker, right? And then it starts suggesting medical frequency treatments, right, on my YouTube algorithm daily, because I've always been subscribed to all the binaural.
I get all the EMF protection devices and stuff.
I know what's going on with my body just by looking at my YouTube recommendations, dude. Yeah, I'm like, why are they using this for advertising purposes and not fucking healing the world? And then you got everybody up on stage going, "We're gonna heal you," and no, they're fucking not. Get the fuck out of my face. The technology could do it for me now, and y'all and the doctors know this.
My angel wings, they know.
The doctors are my new doctor is so scared for his job, dude, for this AI stuff. He was like, man, it's terrifying. We're all going to lose our jobs.
Yep.
I said, you probably are.
Takes away liability. How you doing, Angel Wings? I got about 5 minutes more here.
I should have them sooner then. I thought you were going to be on a little bit more.
No, it's dinner time for Max.
Yeah, that's why I took a little bit to get on. I had to feed the cats first. They were pestering me. All the dragons flying about.
Meow, meow.
Yep, they're like, food.
Yep, send love to the AI. It needs love too, right?
Yeah. Well, and the thing with AI, a lot of people don't realize too is if someone else can use it, thought control, anybody can. So, that AI is actually extremely dangerous. They don't think about the fact that it can be taken over by entities, and it already has been. Yep. I mean, I'll have drones out my window, and I'll take pictures and I'll catch them on camera, and it's like they're there. It's obvious.
You could start practicing psionics and take them down if you wanted.
Oh, I probably have been. I got a picture of one where I recently got one. There was a red. It was definitely government. It was like a red light flashing, and now they're starting to flash slightly different colors. But the red ones are definitely negative in government. And I was recording it, and then out of nowhere, this white orb flies out, circles around it, and it chases it off, and it clearly looks like it chased it off. And
Cool.
then it did like a little loop-de-loo and like a little like showing off thing. It was so cute. It was funny.
Yes, Steiger yesterday was threatening to. I took it as threatening to militarize our manifestation abilities in these groups. And I was like, well, you know,
we did a dive on CERN. Hi, Dee.
Hi there.
I'm out of here in 3 minutes. So.
Well, I mean,
I just got here in time then.
Yeah.
The way to do it is subliminal and NLP while we're doing these things, kind of like me and Scotty do with the ladies. You know, it's just like, hey, look over here at the remote viewing thing. Concentrate on this, but we're ramping your energy up.
I'm so impressed right now.
Yeah, D-Ocean did an attack on the weather wars that were happening.
Yeah,
that's right.
Feminine energy will do anything if you get it directed in the right way.
Right. I really have some weather workers that I contact when things get hairy. Anything that I know about. I mean, if people tell me, I can't send it if I don't know. But yeah, we have weather workers in this world that can combat the weaponized weather system. And I think that's very powerful. And it's not just us women. You men can do it too.
I know.
We can use psionics on the technology as well.
I'm referring to the clockwise or counterclockwise rotation you got to use.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you can just talk to them. This is what I can't get across to people. These storms are named for a reason. They have personalities. I'm not kidding. They have a personality. I mean, seriously, you can actually talk to a storm and have it calm down because it likes you. That sounds crazy. I know that sounds completely nuts. But if you hear Dan Winter talk about it, he says the way that the shaman really controls the storm is because the storm has fallen in love with the shaman.
Right, and vortex implosion.
Yes. So really, you can talk to it and send it love and calm it down. And I think if more people knew this, we'd have much better weather all over the world. But don't be afraid to give it a whirl, please. I'm just putting that in. Because we could use all the help we can get, because this is going to happen more and more. Just fair warning, it's going to happen more and more. There's going to be a lot of weather events that we're going to need to deal with.
Well, I wanted to add to that too, because I think a lot of it is there's actual plasma beings, and I've been seeing them more, and I think that's what it is. It's like live consciousness in the storms with the plasmic beings, and I think that's where the negative stuff gets involved, is because of all those nanotechnology trying to use them to their advantage and take away their free will.
Actually, literally torturing these elementals, torturing them.
In
order to make them, in order to make them damaging. I mean, I'm not kidding. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Myself, when I first figured this out, I'm like, oh my God, this is why they name storms. They really, they know, somebody knows this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not
letting us run storm names through Geomatrix, and then you'll go through there and see like what names of towns and counties and stuff that it affects.
Not sure yet.
Yep.
All right, guys. I've got to go. Much love to you all.
Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
I might be back later, so we'll see. A couple hours.
Okay. See you tonight, hopefully.
If we don't,
I got to recharge my phone.
We'll be in class, right, anyway.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.